What's up guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you 5 investments that started my career in filmmaking. So before we get into this video, the one thing I have to do just to relax the mood. I know when you're watching this, it's probably going to be morning time if you're on the East Coast, and it's going to be really early morning if you're in Central Time, or it's going to be nighttime if you're anywhere else around the world, if you're watching it when I released it. If not, I need you to go to a store. This is going to sound funny, it's going to be crazy, but Red Bull has these Red Bulls Summertime Edition Watermelon. Okay, so Jake, there's a guy that I know, his name is Jake. I will actually link to his channel, you will find it. It's gonna be Jake's channel. But he thinks I'm obsessed with this Red Bull, which he might have a point. I drink one a day, and I waited to drink mine while I was filming this video. So if you see this in the store, it is Summertime Edition Red Bull Watermelon. Purchase it, drink it, and then come back to this video and leave me a comment. And you know, I will say you're welcome, and then you can thank me, because it really is that good. So with saying that, let's get into the video. I'm gonna try not to take too much of your time. I'm gonna tell you my 5 things, maybe a couple of things that, you know, might have helped but didn't make it in the top 5. So with starting out, most of you guys, if you watch my Canon M50 video, which if you haven't watched it, it's gonna be up here, one of the top corners. I don't know which one it is, but it's gonna be in the top corner. If you wanna watch that video, I think the title is called How the Canon M50 Changed My Life or something crazy. I don't remember the title off the top of my head. But if you want to watch that video, you will see why this is my #1 investment that I made to start my filming career. I keep wanting to say YouTube career. It is not a YouTube career, it's filming. My YouTube channel is small. What am I getting at? Anyways, so if you watch that video, you will see why it's my #1 item as in investments. So this camera is under I think it's $500, a little over, with the lens. Shoots very good stuff. I will throw up some sample footage. It's a great camera. I would highly recommend you purchasing it if you're starting out, if you're looking for a camera to buy and you really don't know what to get. That is a great camera to start out with. It's amazing. So yeah, I would highly recommend the Canon M50 if you're looking for a camera. If you want a full detailed reason of why you should purchase it, go watch my Canon M50 video and you will definitely understand why and see, like, there's more footage in that video. It's a dang good camera for the price. You can get an adapter, use big lenses. It is amazing. It's a great camera. Okay, so moving on to my second item, it's obviously going to be the MacBook Pro. It is right behind me. You can see it right there. It's hooked up to 2 screens. It's my editing setup. Without a computer, without a good computer with good specs, your videos will never be made into something really nice. I mean, you could probably make it into something really good and really nice, but it's really going to be a hassle, and you're really going to end up hating to edit because you're going to be on a computer that makes you hate editing because it's so slow, lagging. But this computer is top notch. I'd have no problems with it. Probably saying, yeah, you're only editing Canon R footage or Canon M50 footage or phone footage, which I don't use my phone anymore for footage. But to counter your thought in your head, I edit Blackmagic 4K footage, 4K 60 frames a second with this MacBook Pro, and it handles it very well. I shoot RAW. We shoot RAW sometimes with these Blackmagics. I mean, it handles it well. It's I think the price is like $2,600. It is pricey, but it is a very good investment. I mean, there's Windows options out there too. You don't have to go to MacBook Pro, but that's what I use and that's what I like. Like, I'm really used to MacBook. Yes, it's really kind of on the pricey range, but there is Windows options as well that has a lot of horsepower that you would enjoy using. This computer, Mac, I'm used to Mac. I've been using it for a long time, editing with it. I use Premiere Pro. I fly through it. This computer has no problems. Like I said, I have 2 Blackmagics over there. They're my bosses, they're not mine. But I do film with them and I do edit with them all the time. And my computer handles it just fine. you gotta have a good computer, good camera, which the M50 is great. And to just piggyback off the M50 real quick, I think it was 2.5 years ago when me and my wife went and bought the M50. And for some reason in my head, I was so excited because it was my first camera. Like, I was getting away from using cell phones, and all these people that I watched just said how good this camera was, which it is good. I'm so glad I listened. So I went and purchased it. I think it was, to be honest, it was $500 and something. It was kind of a stretch for us back then, but we bought the camera. My wife, she was cool with the purchase, but you know, it kind of hurt to spend that much money, which is $500 and something. But some people, it's nothing, but some people it's an investment. Like, it was an investment for us. I'm so glad I did, because I used that camera for some projects, and it got me seen to what I'm doing today. And like I said, you have to watch that video to find out exactly what I'm talking about. And you will also find out exactly what I do for a living now. And in that video, I haven't won awards yet, but I've won 3 Telly Awards since then, and that camera has helped me get to that. That was just a sidebar in the MacBook Pro. I thought about that whenever I was talking about the MacBook, and I was like, man, I think I should mention to him, because not everybody has $550 to spend on a Canon that everybody on the internet's talking about. It was a stretch for us too, but I felt that it was a very good investment, and me and my wife made the decision to buy it, and now we are where we are today because we made that decision. So with saying that, we're moving on to item number 3, which are drones. I started out with the DJI Mavic Pro, and then I shot a ton of footage with that. A lot of people like what I do with the drone. I got hired a bunch of jobs with the drone as well. And when I was in Mexico, I was there 2 weeks. I think I told this story on this YouTube channel several times, but I'm about to tell you why I have 2 drones instead of just one. I was greedy with my battery because I was trying to get this really cool bass shot. I ended up getting it, by the way, and it ended up winning an award. So it paid off. And I think I was like at 5%, but the drone was like 5 feet away from the boat I was on. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it down to 1% and then land it. But when it got down to 4%, it said landing, and I didn't have any time, so I had to slap it. I jerked it over the boat, and mind you, we was in Mexico with very small boats. So like, I had to do all this with a fisherman I was recording, the captain, and then my small space without everybody falling off the boat. So I slapped down the drone like a mosquito. I mean, it looked like and it cut me up, cut my hand up. Ended up breaking the propellers. The drone was perfectly fine, everything was fine. But I broke one propeller, so I couldn't fly. So luckily, that happened at the end of the first week. So I didn't have anything happening until my boss, my full-time job that I work now, he was coming down the second week. So I called him and said, hey, can you go to Best Buy, pick me up some propellers? I need some propellers, I broke them. He's like, sure, no problem. So he was able to go to Best Buy, bring me some propellers so I can get the job done for the rest of the next week. So it ended up working out, but that's the reason why. Imagine if he wasn't coming for the second week and I had to be there, and they paid me to do that for 2 weeks, and I only had one drone, and now I broke it on the first week. So that is why I now have a backup drone, which is the DJI Mavic Mini. You might be thinking, that it don't shoot as good. It shoots very well. It shoots good enough. If you put it in the editing program and you put them side by side and you know how to do it, you know how to color grade it, you know how to make it look good, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Your client is not going to be able to tell the difference. So if I would have had that drone, the small DJI Mavic Mini with me, I would have been able to get all the same shots I was going to get with the DJI Mavic Pro with the Mini. So right when I got back from Mexico, I went and bought another drone. So now I have 2 drones, the Mavic Pro and the Mavic Mini. So that is why I have 2, and that is the 3rd investment that I made to help me with my career starting in filmmaking. And I would highly recommend, if you're gonna get into filmmaking, get a drone. So you don't have to go on, most of your projects you're gonna want drone footage. Every time you're gonna want drone footage, and you're gonna have to go buy stock footage unless you have a drone. Then you don't have to buy stock footage. So yeah, that is item number 3 that started me out in my filmmaking career. And let's move on to item number 4. Okay, so item number 4 that I purchased is the Rode Go wireless microphone, the compact ones, the small ones. I bought these because you gotta have good audio when you're shooting video. If you're doing an interview, it's actually what I'm using now. If you're doing any type of talking segment, or if you're following anybody around and they're talking to the camera, you're gonna want good audio. A shotgun microphone, sometimes it'll do the job, but you want good audio, especially for outdoors, which is what I do. You always want a good lapel microphone. A lot of people roll these Rode Go wireless microphones out, but the reason why I don't is because the battery life lasts 7 hours, which is really good. But if you have to go longer than 7 hours, I bought these little batteries right here. A lot of people roll these Roadies out because of the battery, and you can't change out the batteries while on the go and you're on the boat. But with these batteries right here, these small ones, you can literally, I have these little cables as well that are small. Plug in one side, plug into the client you're working with. They can slip it in their pocket and they won't even know it's there. This and the Roadie is smaller still than a big pack that people wear on their side. So they can slip this in their pocket and it don't cut out. Like, the signal's great. I've had one time where, shoot, it was a long ways away. The angle might have been right. All I know is the sound quality on these Roadies are perfect. I've never had a problem shooting a TV show or shooting a commercial with them. They always work good. Nobody complains about the sound, how good they are. And the battery life is amazing. And if it does go past the 7 hours, I have 2 of these, and these will make it go another 10 or 12 hours because the batteries in these are pretty big compared to the Roadie wireless pack. So that's why I chose these little Roadies. First of all, they're $200, which is not bad. It's a good price. And they sound good. They're professional level sound, in my opinion. You gotta have a good microphone, which my boss has really good microphones that we plug into it and it works really good. So maybe the microphone helps the receiver sound as good as it does. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's also good to have a good microphone. Obviously this Roadie, it does double as a microphone. You can just attach it to your shirt and it's a microphone in itself. But in my experience, it don't sound as good as having the microphone plugged in. It's just my opinion. I mean, your mileage may vary, I guess. So with saying that, yeah, that's my 4th investment, that you gotta have good audio. If you're doing outdoor stuff, you just gotta have good audio. I mean, if you're doing anything, you gotta have good audio. But the lav microphones, the Go microphones are, in my opinion, the best option for outdoor filmmaking. So the 5th and final investment that I made to help my career start in the beginning was a Ronin gimbal, the DJI Ronin gimbal. I use this thing a lot more than I thought I was going to. I actually use it for the TV show I shoot for as well. It's just simple. It makes your footage really smooth. It makes it look like you know what the heck you're doing. Put a camera on that joker, turn it on, line it up, make sure it's balanced, and you're good to go. And once it's balanced, turn that joker on and you can literally, go all day. The battery lasts a long time on it. Your footage will be stable, especially if you have the little attachment. Your footage will be good. People will look at that footage and be like, dang, this looks good. I don't know, it just looks great. We use it for the TV show that I do. In the beginning, every morning when we shoot the show, we do a walk down to the boat ramp, to the boat and the captain. And I use that gimbal every time we do that. And it makes the footage look phenomenal. So yeah, that is highly recommended as well. Also, all these links are down in the description. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning of the video. I might put a little wording so you guys know that all the links are in the description to these items. If you're interested in looking at them or purchasing them, who knows. But yeah, I do have a few items that I purchased along the way that help a lot with production and filmmaking. And the first one is fast storage for editing. One thing you're gonna learn real fast, whenever you're editing footage, you're gonna need fast storage and you're gonna need a lot of it. So these SanDisk/Samsung SSDs are 1,000 megabit per second. Plenty fast to edit what I'm editing with the Blackmagics. They're great, they're not too expensive. They do the job very well. As long as you plug it into Thunderbolt on the MacBook, you're gonna have no problems. But yeah, that is definitely something I would recommend because you are gonna need storage. Storage runs out fast. While I'm on the subject of storage, I have 2 servers over here too. that everything goes on. Social media posts for my boss. All the episodes go on there. All the files, we have everybody sign a paper when they do a show with us. All that, everything goes on those servers. There's 2 of them, a total of 90 terabytes. That's his servers though, they're just at my house. So that is something that is nice to have. Whenever you're doing production and a lot of shows and a lot of content being ran through that computer, you're gonna run out of storage fast, and it's important to have 2 servers over here. And it's also important to have gigabit Ethernet plugged into your router so everything runs really fast. So with saying that, the second thing that I would like to talk about is GoPros. I mean, you could always get shots with your camera and your phone, but having GoPros, I have 2 GoPros that we use, it's always nice to be able to get those shots that you wouldn't be able to get with anything else. I mean, you might be able to get them with your phone, but then you take risk of ruining your phone because some underwater shots, yes, your phone can go underwater for a few seconds, but it's best not to try to do that. Just, you know, if you have the budget, get a GoPro. It don't have to be the GoPro 8. It can be 7, 6, or 5. Even the GoPro all the way to the 5 is good. That's what I had whenever I started all of this, is the GoPro 5. It did the job well enough to get me the job that I'm doing now. The GoPro 5 is great. It shoots good. I think you can get it for a couple $100, maybe cheaper, $150. I don't even know. But if I find out, there'll be a link down there for the 8 and the 5, since I'm talking about it. So yeah, GoPros are always important to have, and then when you can, you get a little extra money, get as many accessories as you can. As you can see here in this B-roll, accessories, like, it's always good to have as many as you can get. Like, if you see it, it's a good deal, just buy them. Even the cheap ones on Amazon, I mean, it's good to have it because you always can use it somewhere at some time. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. The 5 items that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, those are the items that helped start my career in filmmaking. The other items that I mentioned are items I got along the way. I mean, I have a lot more, but it's not worth mentioning. I mean, these are the items that can get you started and get you making really good, crispy videos. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's not too long. Don't forget, all the links are down in the description if you're interested in checking these items out. And also, like I said, don't forget to go get you a Red Bull, the summertime edition Red Bull watermelon. And Jake, no, I'm not. So yeah, thanks for watching for the 5th time. I will see you in the next video.